I'm Sam from Squeed's House, and today let's talk about one easy melody trick that always works like magic. Let's get into it. Many people find it hard to make a great melody that's actually musically correct. They usually struggle to hit the right notes and have problems to get that professional feel. So their melodies end up sounding kind of fake without a coherent musical flow. If that's also your experience, this video may help you with that. But make sure to watch until the end, else you will miss all the essential information you need to use this powerful strategy correctly. It's a strategy I personally always use, and today you have the chance to try it out for yourself. Now before we begin, click the subscribe button and notification bell right now so you don't miss any unique content I'm planning to share. And while you're at it, also look in the description for a free sample pack that you can download immediately by clicking the link inside, so you can just pause this video until you're done. To keep this video short, I'm going to assume that you know what musical notes and scales are. Now in short, a musical scale is a set of notes that can go together, such as the major or minor scales. And this way, each scale has its own set of notes that you can use depending on the root note of that scale. So if you want to make an A minor melody, for example, you have to use the A minor scale, which happens to consist of almost all the white notes on the piano. Now, if this confuses you, don't worry. That's why I've released the Ultimate Melody Guide. It's a unique guide you can pick up, and it will teach you all the essential basics of music theory without making it overwhelmingly complicated. So just click the link in the description below to start immediately with the Ultimate Melody Guide. Once you have that basic understanding of notes and scales, let's go to FL Studio and find out about this effective melody trick. In FL Studio, open the channel rack and find the instrument you wish to use for your melody. In my case, I'm going to use the FL keys, which produces a piano sound. And then you have to right click on that instrument and click piano roll. This will bring up the piano roll where we can create a melody. Next, we are going to enable the scale helper on the piano roll, which helps to detect a musical scale. We can use it to get guidance to play the correct notes. Therefore, click the small arrow or triangle at the upper left corner, then select helpers and enable note grid highlights. For the note grid highlights helper to work, you must draw at least 3 notes, else there's just not enough data to detect a musical pattern. As a quick test, just drop 3 random notes, and if all is well, you will notice the background of the piano roll becoming light gray and dark gray. These gray tones correspond with the note that you can find on the left side, on the piano side. Thereby, light gray means a note you can use within the scale it detects. Dark gray means a note you cannot use within the scale it detects. So the goal is to use the light gray notes only. Mind you, if you change the notes, the helper might detect a different scale. So the light and dark gray pattern on the background will also change. Now you may think this is all great, but where can you see the scale you're currently playing? Now that's really simple. Just hover over the piano roll background and then you will find the scale name right underneath the FL Studio menu. It will show up in the so-called hint panel. Just keep your eyes on there because we need that information to quickly make great melodies. So you're now all set and ready to use these helpers to your advantage. And the only thing left to do is actually create a nice melody. So where do you start? First, determine upfront which musical scale you'd like to use for your melody. So let's say you wish to use the A minor scale. Then it's your only job to make sure the helper detects A minor when your melody is finished. And in order to achieve that, only use the notes that belong to the A minor scale. Mind you though, this doesn't mean the helper will automatically detect your melody as being A minor. It just tries to guess which scale you're playing. You can as well play notes that also belong to a different one, so depending on how you arrange these notes, you might in fact play the wrong scale. That's why it's important you always end up with a melody that's being detected as a scale you want. Another way of saying this, as I've also said in the Ultimate Melody Guide, you want to create an A minor story. That is, if you've picked A minor as your scale. So the story should flow with note combinations that will be detected as A minor. And if you do that, your melody has no choice but being musically correct. In practice, this means your melody can only have notes from the A minor scale, and it must have the A note in it somewhere, often more than once. Again, assuming you're playing the A minor scale, so when you're creating your tune, just drop in some A notes when it feels right. And that's just another trick you can use to nudge your melody towards the correct scale. Now, let's see what it looks like when we use these tricks. I've already prepared a very plain but dark A minor melody that meets all these requirements. So just take a listen here. As you can hear, it's plain, but it definitely sounds like a correct musical story. Now, when we look in the hint panel, you can see it saying A minor. This is absolutely perfect. FL Studio detects the entire melody as being A minor. Furthermore, you can see the notes following the light gray areas on the background of the piano roll, while the dark gray areas remain unused. This is excellent, as it means we have only used notes from the A minor scale. Lastly, the melody also contains a few A notes, which is basically a requirement when you're seeking to play an A minor melody. So ultimately, it's your goal now to try out this method yourself and use it as a guideline for your melody creation, thereby just focus on using the note grid highlights helper and the detected skill in FL Studio. Conform to it, make sure your melody follows it, and you'll be surprised about the great results you can get. Now, don't click away yet, because there are a few more things you need to know. First of all, be aware that the trick shared in this video is not a rule. In fact, when you develop the experience and intuition, there are not many rules, so don't let this limit you and only use it for what it is, a trick. Also, realize that the helper in FL Studio is not perfect and may detect a different scale than the one you're actually playing. And even more, especially when we talk about chords and layers, some layers can as well seem to play a different scale while in fact they're still musically correct. Nonetheless, don't worry about all of this, just use this strategy as a tool for your melody making endeavor. It's very effective for anyone without musical talent but still wants to get professional results quickly. So I encourage you to give it a shot and leave a comment down below to tell me how good this works for you. It would be really great to hear your results, so just drop your comment down below. To make things easier for you, there are some cool melodies included in my free sample pack that you can use as examples, so don't forget to download it in the description after this video. Finally, to beef up your melody, you can include chords or extra musical layers which also follow the corresponding scale. Now this will help to get a more professional sound and a richer experience. However, it also falls beyond the scope of today's lesson, but to give you an idea, let me play our melody with an added lower layer, and it may go something like this. As you can hear, it's really easy to get great results quickly, but if you can use more help making awesome melodies, again, just start with the Ultimate Melody Guide first. It will show you my personal melody making tricks that you can now benefit from, so Click the link in the description below right now and I'll see you there.